All right, welcome back to another exciting podcast. We're with the people who love doing this, and we also have another one of the Nintendudez that happened to show up. With his name is not Matt, not Jake, but it is
Steven.
Yeah, it's Pat.
It's Pat.
There's so many other
Steven Seagal.
Well, Pat also has like his name as Steven sometimes. It really depends. It depends on the day. Sometimes he's Steve Buscemi, sometimes he's Pat.
Yeah, I like being both. It's fun. It keeps it fresh.
Keeps it fresh. And now he's dancing. Well, anyway, so now for this podcast, we're actually really excited for. Our topic is going to be our least favorite game in our favorite series. So, for example, say if we're talking about a series, hopefully I don't take anybody's. If we talk about the series of Bomberman, we can say Bomberman 94 for the TurboGrafx was our least favorite game. Something like that. That's like the most cultured, I will say. It's like
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bomberman 94. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Let's be fair and say you can't do like super out there games. Like you can't say CDI games if you're picking Zelda.
Yeah,
It's cheating.
we can't say Wand of Gamelon.
Yeah, that's not allowed.
Okay, so now starting.
Best game though.
Yeah. So we're gonna let the one who hasn't done a podcast in a while start off. Pat, your least favorite game in one of your favorite series. What do you want to say?
All right. I'm gonna start out with like Star Wars games. Big fan of Star Wars. Almost to the point where it's a problem.
That's like all of us. We have a problem.
Between me and DJ, my old roommate, we could name the entire lineage of the Sith from start to current of movies.
Prove it.
I don't have 2 hours. Sorry.
The
But
whole podcast changes the topic right after that. Sorry.
That's
no,
great.
so I was always super hyped. Like I played the Battlefront games to extinction. My favorite game was Star Wars Galaxies, which was an MMO that shut down I think in 2012. But it had probably one of the best like MMO atmospheres ever. They shut that down and replaced it with what I think is probably the worst Star Wars game, even worse than the Battlefront. Travis thinks the newest Battlefront was disappointing. I think this MMO is much
The reason
worse.
why I think that is because Battlefront 2 is one of my favorite games ever, and that I was expecting Battlefront to be just like, a continuation of that series, but with better graphics, which would be amazing. And then it was nothing like Battlefront 2.
Understandable. I would share that same sentiment. But this MMO, Star Wars: The Old Republic, it was trying to mash up the success from Star Wars Galaxies, but also put it in the universe of Knights of the Old Republic, like the really old Star Wars game that's really fucking good.
I heard amazing reviews.
That's also one of my favorite games in the series is Knights of the Old Republic. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, it's a Star Wars MMO in my favorite time period of Star Wars. What could be possibly wrong? And
It shot the bed?
It's so bad. It's so, like, the stories are kind of creative, but they just keep, like, shitting out content so people keep playing. And it, like, the source material that they're pulling from is awesome, but they're making it really bad. And the combat is awful. Like, if you looked at the combat of Star Wars Galaxies, you had to actually aim. Or if you had, like, if you were a Jedi, like, you couldn't be, not anybody could just create a Jedi character. Mm-hmm. Like, you would have to create a character from scratch, and then you would decide, like, oh, I want to be a smuggler, I want to be a trooper, or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you would get, like, you would get these things that say, oh, you feel a strange feeling, and then you're like, oh my god, this character is force sensitive. I can be a Jedi. Like, it was really rare for someone to be a Jedi. But in this game, the Old Republic, you can just start as a Jedi.
So there's nothing
but
to
the
build up for it?
whole game, every player is just either a Jedi or a Sith.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's other classes. There's bounty hunter classes. There's smuggler classes, stuff like that. But there's no. Everyone's just a Jedi or Sith, because why would you be anything else?
Right.
All right.
So it's really underwhelming.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I still have fun. I still have fun because I'm just like, yeah, Star Wars, but it's nowhere near as cool.
It's one of those situations where if you take Star Wars away, it's not a good game.
Yeah. You have to have the name there to really attract the people forward.
Yeah.
At least you got at least some fun out of it. But I could see, like, compared to the other games, it
compared
doesn't
to
seem
the
like
old, compared to the Star Wars Galaxies, it's nothing.
Yeah,
it's
I can see
literally so boring.
All right, Travis, how about you? Least favorite game and your favorite
Okay.
series?
So, one of my favorite game series is the Halo series because they're amazing and I love the campaigns. But what killed it for me was Halo 4. Is when they like introduced the alien race, but like they've talked about them in the other ones. And I didn't realize how much Halo 4 pissed me off until my friend CJ, if you've watched the We Game for Fame channel, he's been doing a bunch of stuff with me. We decided to play the Master Chief Collection, and we played every single Halo campaign up until 5.
Respect.
And we like blew through 1, 2, and 3 like one day each. It was like super easy. And then 4, we had to like break it up into like separate occasions just because we just couldn't take it. Because it just wasn't the same.
No, yeah, I played Halo 4 with DJ because he got the Master Chief Collection too, and we loved every Halo game, and then that one just the campaign just drags on.
Oh, it just drags on because you do literally the same thing, and like you're an idiot if you are not picking up weapons.
Yeah,
like they are so much better than any other weapon.
Oh, absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I really liked before that game came out how the front runners. I really liked them as like a god kind of thing that we never got to see, and then they just show up and they're so underwhelming because it's just like, oh, I'll just punch it and it dies.
Yeah, I punch it dies, and now I get to have their gun, and oh look, now everything is dead.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Halo had such
I
a
definitely
shitty
that
game.
just because because you also have like the connection with your assault rifle and the battle rifle and all that, because like you just used it so much, and then you're just like, okay, when can I get rid of this piece of crap?
Right. Yeah. Like all throughout Halo 2, if you weren't using a battle rifle or a pistol the whole time, you were fucked.
Dual needlers in Halo 2 was kind of my jam, just because everything exploded and it was hilarious.
Which one was your favorite?
Halo 3, I think, was my favorite because the campaign, like the ending of it, was just so epic.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that's also what kind of killed Halo 4 for me. It was like Halo 3, he died. He was gone. He was
Halo
lost.
3 ended the story, and then they're like, well, we still have more money to make, so I guess we'll come back to life.
Exactly. So they're like, oh, he was actually alive in space for all these years, and now he's activated for no damn reason.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we should make up another conflict. So, Katana, you're gonna be like a virus now.
Oh yeah, now one of your favorite characters is just on a ticking clock of when she's gonna die.
Yeah. And it's just like, it just pissed me off so much. And then Halo 5, I heard the campaign is better, but honestly, after I beat 4, I'm just like, I don't have to.
I didn't touch Halo 5 at all. I have not seen any bit of it, and I have no interest in seeing it. The Halo series died with Halo Reach to me.
It did.
Halo Reach was probably my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Halo Reach was so good.
Yeah.
All right.
The campaign was really good.
All right, Travis, are you good?
I just want to point out quick.
Okay, go.
How awesome Halo Reach was, because every single one of the Spartans died ironically, and I thought it was super cool.
Yeah.
How they tied that all in.
That's the best thing.
Yeah.
All right.
So
great.
cool.
Absolutely best.
All right, well, moving on to Mike.
And then Halo 4 happened.
All right, then Halo 4 happened. How about you, Mike?
Okay, so my favorite video game series probably would be Final Fantasy, just because there's so many amazing games in Final Fantasy. And the game I'm going to list as my least favorite is a great game. I loved the game so much. But it sucks because of the direction that game is taking them in, and that's Final Fantasy 15.
I can see that. The
because
real-time combat thing?
Yeah, well, because I don't even like turn-based combat as much, because Final Fantasy 13, even though it's not liked, had the best combat system ever, because it's menu-based, but it's real-time. So you're on a timer, and so you have to get your moves in a certain amount of time, and it was so unique, because there's no other game that does that, except maybe Persona's kind of like that, but that was what Final Fantasy was. And the director of the game even said he's going to switch it because he wants to go with where the modern games are going. And that kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth. Not because Final Fantasy
should.
15's combat was bad, but because it's like you're taking away what Final Fantasy was because you just want to be like everybody else. And it's like, that's kind of a lame answer, I feel like. And it sucks because, like, Final Fantasy Type 0 is a spin-off game that was also action-oriented that had that combat. And I was totally okay with that because it was a spin-off game. Mm-hmm. And I liked that. And I wish, like Final Fantasy 15 was originally supposed to be a spin-off. And so at that point, it was been like, okay, that's fair. But I don't want them to take the main series that way.
Yeah.
Because Final Fantasy is the active time, like, quick menu-based combat. And so, like, if they do the action stuff on the side is like a sort of a side spin-off series, like, I'd be okay with that. I just don't want them to, like, get rid of that. Because it's like, it's the last game series that's like that.
So would Final Fantasy VII more go in the way of 15, or would it go in, like, the old Final Fantasy VII, like, real-time combat system, do you think?
It's more active time battle. Because have you seen, like, how 7 works?
Yeah, I see.
Like, it's just like you have to do it, and, like, you put in your attack, and then once the bar fills up, you do your attack.
Yeah.
And so it's not turn-based.
Yeah.
You know, you can get as many turns in a row if you, like, manipulate. And that's what was cool about it. And they're leaving. And that's sad.
Yeah. I think I'm in a unique position because I had never played a Final Fantasy game before.
Yeah.
Playing Final Fantasy 15.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I can totally see, like, how that would be a drastic shift in, like, the game.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
See, that's the thing. Is, like, it's a great game.
Because I started with that, and, like, you gave me Final Fantasy X, and, like, love it. It's great.
Yeah.
But I think I might have had a problem. I think I might have an issue going back to other Final Fantasy games having started with 15.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me sad now.
Okay, which is kind of sad too, because that's the same kind of logic that if you watch like Home Alone 3 first, you think Kelly McCulkin as Kevin is absolutely terrible. It's just because you got started with that. But if you see him as a kid beating up Marv, and I don't remember what the other guy is, it all depends with what you start with. Yeah.
It's an odd comparison. Well, I don't want to take up... Yeah, but I get it.
Yeah.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, but one thing I will say is it's...
Yeah.
For you to understand, it's kind of like the Paper Mario Color Splash. How you feel about that? You know, it's like Color Splash wasn't a bad game, but it's the fact that they're leaving what made it so special.
Yeah.
That's
what kind of gave it that uniqueness in your mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think what you said is the reason it switched is because they want to appeal to like the new people going to the series, you know, and it clearly worked.
They said that in the very first thing that they say in the game is like, this is a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
For
exactly.
old fans and newcomers.
Right.
Like, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really think that, like, because
I think they kind of accomplished that to an extent.
It doesn't force you to have to understand the other games.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Like, because if you play, I'm trying to think of one now. Never mind. But if there's some series that you can't like Gears of War. You can't jump into Gears of War 3 having not played or at least read about or seen the story of 1 and 2.
Right.
Like, yeah. But Final Fantasy does a good job of you can just jump into any game and you're pretty much okay.
Yeah.
Unless it's like 13, then but they have like 13-2 or like 10.
Yeah,
and they have 10
make it very
an extension
clear,
of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to see, and it's not like a full series and whatnot.
Right.
Okay. So I guess for mine, I'm not sure a lot of you guys can relate. I'm sure you guys have games that you played, but for me, it's going to be more on the Fire Emblem route. But because, I mean, obviously, I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan.
Sucks.
Yeah, anyway. But I was thinking about going with Which Legend of Zelda, but I was thinking Fire Emblem would be better. But I would have to say my least favorite game, and like that's like one of my favorite series, is Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, actually. You'll see why.
No, Nick!
You'll see why. Again, I played I think every game that's been released for like in North America.
Did you play the Shadow Dragon?
I think I played a little bit of Shadow Dragon.
That's the worst.
I know people would say Shadow Dragon. But the reason I say Radiant Dawn is because one of the things that just plagues the series in my mind, that just absolutely pisses me off to no end, is in the very end of the game, they're just going to give you an OP character to beat it all. And I was fine with leveling up throughout the game, even with some weaker units. I had so much fun playing throughout the games. Like, this is not a game that's going to do that. Mm-hmm. But at the very end of the game, it does. It gives you, like, 3 or 4... Not even like 3 or 4. Like, for the last section of the game, it gives you just people who are broken good. And all those people that you spend time leveling up, the ones that you grew more attached to, get tossed aside because you can't finish the game with them. So in the end, they give you, like, 2 extremely good lines, like the Lion King, his right-hand man. They give you the Queen of the Queen of Wolves. They give you this like
Mufasa?
insane.
Yeah, he was in the
Actually,
game.
I actually like Mufasa. Actually, this one OP like already like 16 paladin that was apparently one of the bad guys in Path of Radiance or something like that, and they just give you these OP units to beat the game with, and it's like the end of the game, you're only really connected to half of the cast. I can understand how they like incorporate the journey, have people leave, have people go on different paths and whatnot. I like that, but when it comes down to, I'm not using the characters who I began this journey with. And I was never attached at the end of the game to really finish it up, because at the end, you're only using the most powerful people to beat it. You're using the Raven King. Once you get the Raven King, at the very end of the game. You're using the Lion King, got at the very end of the game. The Wolf King, the Hawk King. Everybody that you get in the game at the very end is, you don't use a ton of people that you level up throughout the story, which was one of the things that kind of plays the series. It was the same way with, I think, Sealed Sword. You get this like insane level 20 mage to help destroy the dragon, and if you don't use him, it's near impossible. That was the one Fire Emblem 7 with Hector, Lyn, and Eliwood. So it's one of the things that like I think half of the Fire Emblem games fall under that curse where they just give you an OP person at the end of the game to finish it. But I don't like that. And with Radiant Dawn, the fact that they did it with so many characters, I was just like, I want to use Soren, I want to use Mia, I want to use Gatry, I want to use so many people that I really became attached to, that I liked in this game with the support conversations. And you just didn't have that.
Yeah, I guess that's just a preference thing, because like I honestly preferred that game over the other games for that reason.
Really?
Because I kind of liked how each episode is focused on like a different group of people. Like the
Well, I
first
like
one
that
was like
too.
on Micaiah, then the second one, I forgot her name, but the Queen.
Valencia.
And then you had the Lions and all them, and then it sort of, went its own path, and then Ike was introduced later. I kind of like that it sort of broke a different stories.
I like that too, but I just didn't like the fact that like those people that you get in those stories are tossed away for the people you get for the last end game.
I guess.
They
I guess
completely
the very
tossed it,
end people, that's fair.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like about it. I like the fact that you get different stories in one. I loved that about Radiant Dawn. It was awesome. But the fact that you toss them away for people who you just obtained at the end of the game, like, that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
And it didn't really make the end game feel so special, like, we completed the journey together. It was, I'm going to toss out this weaker guy for the king, because the king's more powerful anyway.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of lame. The end game was hard. Not going to lie, it was a fucking hard game. But also there's a translation error where it's like the actual normal mode is actually really hard mode. If you guys want to look that up, go ahead.
Fuck.
But yeah, so I technically beat the game on hard mode, which unknowingly to me. But that's what I didn't. That's what I didn't like about it. I loved the game. Don't get me wrong, but no other Fire Emblem game did it to that extent.
That's fair.
A lot of games did it to that extent where they gave you a very powerful person, but not that bad.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So that's why I didn't like Radiant Dawn as much.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And I'm sure you can relate that to some games that you've played, Pat, where they give you just a really strong person at the end to help you finish the game.
Not quite that.
Okay.
But if we have more time,
We have like a minute or two.
okay. Mass Effect.
Mhm.
This is similar to that. But you get so attached to these characters, and then in Mass Effect 3, no matter what you do, the ending sucks, and everyone dies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
So bad.
it has these great characters. No matter what you do, the ending is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Everyone dies.
Yeah.
It's so weird because they did such a great job writing that story. I've never played the second or third one, so I can't say for sure. But they were so beautiful.
Mass Effect 3 had the best story writing
Uh-huh.
up until the last 30 minutes of the game, and then
Yeah.
it felt like the whole story for that portion of the game was written in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's weird that they let that happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, all right. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think Pat is sexy? That better be a yes. Do you think Travis is sexy? Also better be a yes. I'm not going to say about me and Mike. I think we're the...
We're pretty ugly.
We're pretty ugly, man.
You're
But-
beautiful.
Yeah, thank
No,
you.
I was the one who got paid to be under a mask. So.
That's true.
Anyway, so yeah, let us know what you think in the comment section below and whether you agree or disagree with us. What's your least favorite game in your favorite series? Whatever you want to put in the comment section below.
Butts, too. That's
Post a
good.
picture of Sonic naked. Whatever you want.
Oh God.
I don't have a
I'm
touchscreen.
not looking at this one now.
Okay.
I'm scared.
All right. Yeah, later, guys.